How the pants got ripped?
Doesn't remember. Does not remember which one.
Is the shirt same?
Yeah, the shirt is the same shirt, that one.
The same? Is it?
What
is this?
I
just wonder if you can get something off the shirt.
You want to take that shirt, buy a new shirt for him?
It's not probable, but if she's saying that that redness was only there after the incident, it might be some, I mean, obviously some kind of residue.
Okay.
So maybe they can find something that will match. You know,
okay.
Maybe to the...
Technically, this is still a Cambodian police investigation, but that doesn't stop the Americans seizing evidence on their own initiative.
We'll bring some this afternoon. We'll bring a new shirt.
But as yet, they still have nothing absolutely concrete to link Adams to the alleged crime, the details of which have clearly upset Agent Mattarelli.
When you finally come face to face with the victim, that really sends it home. You're like, you know, that's the light bulb goes off. That's when the reality sets in. You're like, what in the world is going on? What happened? And why? You know.
With its glitzy new hotels, Cambodia can look glamorous enough. But predatory paedophiles know that this is still a very poor country, and everything is for sale. And few tourists will be aware of the horrors of Cambodia's recent history, of how the Americans carpet-bombed the country during the Vietnam War, and how, in the aftermath, the genocidal Khmer Rouge regime of Pol Pot murdered more than 1 million Cambodians. Those who survived the killing fields would have little reason to thank America. At the time, Vanzak was 10 years old.
In the Khmer Rouge time, they separate everyone from the family. My grandmother go to one place, my mother go to one place, myself they send to one place, and my brother another place, and my very young sister to another place.
He became one of the thousands of child soldiers.
We were not volunteer to work in the battlefield, but we were forced, you know, to work in the battlefield. My younger brother, the one that after me, died in the Khmer Rouge time. Two sisters also died in the Khmer Rouge time. My grandfather was killed. I was very desperate. I never thought that I can survive at all.
It's estimated 1 million Cambodians died at the hands of Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge. 30 years on, Cambodia may be at peace, but many of its children are still suffering its after effects.
In that time, there's a big gap between the poor and the rich. And there's many abusing of power. You know, people who has the power always abuse the power to the weak people. And right now, I see it's almost identical to the situation is almost identical to the situation at that time.
As Vanzak and Chris pursue the Adams case, another one comes in. In Phnom Penh, Cambodian National Police have arrested a gang suspected of pimping children to a white man. One of the pimps points to where the man raped the child. The police bring in the pimps for interrogation. They have also traced the confused victim, who is being reassured by Action for Children.
Phu mình believe hết thì phu miền nè mà chấm nún khi nom dương từ đây từ nút kịch nắng viên chưa mới có ba khó con vô lấy dương nơi mình xây dương toàn đằng IT vô lấy chẳng dương chia kia chặt tóc dương chia mình rồng cua miền này tha mình này cái vừa ba vô lấy chẳng dương mình mến chia nè vừa ấy không thì
đã phu dương bạn chợ môi thợ môi nhiều vô một đợt thôi là đây con thao nhiều cái hỏi tự động
trái cái tam dân đây chúng sao vậy nữa
chúng sống cái tình hồi nhau
cái tình hồi hãy còn mà thấy hãy nền gì
con muội
Lui
muội lúi mùa lúi ngon ấy miên pa
Ok
hả
Ok
mà ở đây cô nói mùi này kia chẳng
Tầm một ông
nói mùi ông à.
Police discover that it was her aunt who sold the girl to the brothel owner.
Thì pu tam tròn mới cũng thì pu tam tròn mới kia mình này vô con từ đây ngồi này này
Đây mình để nhau
hả
Đây mình để nhau
bò tê mũi bò tê nó đi mũi ô nó kia ở lôi màn cái đó
Lên ôi
mờ nó tích mấy
The pimps and the aunt are facing 10 to 15 years, but the Westerner who repeatedly raped the girl has escaped over the border. Now it turns out he wasn't American, he was British, and there will be no agents tracking him down. America is the first Western country to deliberately commit to reaching out and bringing back its citizens who abuse children on foreign soil and prosecute them at home.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming for this training today on this very important topic. My name is Ann Hurst. I'm a supervisory special agent with ICE, as you all know. I was the attaché in Bangkok, Thailand. We covered 5 countries. Those 5 countries are Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and Burma. We do not have written agreements with these foreign countries to work these types of cases. And there's a reason behind that. It's done on an informal basis because it works. If we were to try to make it a formal process, then they would have to rise it up to a level where we might be denied the accessibility that we presently have. When we tried to work with some other foreign countries to do some joint cases, they wanted written documents. They wanted written documents that said, you can do undercover work in this country, or you can do this, or you can do surveillance and stuff like that. We said, if you even approach the Royal Thai Police or the government about that type of thing, you know, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is going to come in and say, you're doing what? You're doing surveillance in our country? You're going on search warrants in our country? And then we're going to be told, no, we don't need them, so we don't use them. We're going to go over a few of the case studies that we had in Southeast Asia. Some people always ask us, what does a pedophile look like? Anybody. I mean, we've had them up to 75 years old, young as 30 years old, doctors, radiologists, teachers. We've gone after police officers.
No sooner had the new Protect Act been passed when a case emerged that would test whether or not it really would deal with the kind of wealthy sex tourist who was used to simply paying off the local police and the courts. Suspicions were first aroused late at night in Phnom Penh outside this hotel A tuk-tuk driver spotted flashes of light coming from a window. Suspicious, he thought. Major Khao Tia of the Cambodian National Police was the first on the scene.
So, when he opened the door, I put my leg in so he couldn't shut it. I pushed my way in. We told him that we were the police and that he was suspected of having sex with children. We found condoms and KY jelly and girls' clothes, such as bikinis. We found pictures of children on the camera. There were photos of him having sex, some which had been taken by the girls. When we questioned him, he admitted to having sex with one girl and taking pictures.
The man in the hotel room turned out to be a 50-year-old American millionaire from Florida called Kent Frank. Before the Protect Act, the police might have let this wealthy American go. Instead, Major Khao Tia called the US Embassy and spoke to Vansack to tell him of the arrest. Working alongside Vansack at the time was ICE agent Gary Phillips. At this point, Kent Frank had no idea that the US Embassy had been informed of his arrest. Thinking that all he had to worry about was the Cambodians, he admitted to having sex and taking photos of the girls he'd been with. He said he had nothing to apologize for. They were all over 18.
That's a common defense, is these kids are older than what they appear to be because they're Asian. And if I had a nickel for every time I've heard that, I'd probably be a millionaire.
You could introduce us as police officers from America. We're just trying to prevent American citizens from abusing children. When I saw them, definitely, I think they are underage already, ranging from 13 to 15. The maximum is 16.
The girls themselves gave conflicting statements about their ages, so the agents looked to the evidence on Kent Frank's camera.
We know as agents that a lot of these individuals who exploit children like to memorialize what they have done to their victims so they can look back at it in the future. The photo I remember most in this particular case, other than the sexually explicit images, because you can never get those out of your brain, the one I noticed most about this case was a photograph that he took of them, of all four of his victims, on January 1st, 2004, in a children's pool at the Phnom Penh Water Park. And it's a photo of all four girls in their one-piece bathing suits. I'm thinking to myself, how could he not know that these were children playing in a children's pool? It's obvious that these kids are kids.
But these kids had met Kent Frank in a bar well known for underage prostitution. The girls wouldn't tell the police whether they were being pimped or not.